Hello, hello, hello. How are we all today? Thank you so much for coming. I think I'm getting a little bit of background noise, so let me just pause that. Is that okay? Can you guys see me and hear me? Is anybody out there? If you can see me and hear me, guys, please leave a message in the chat so I know that this is working. Yes, Jade, Shannon, thank you so much. That's awesome. Megan, super. Tammy, hi. Awesome. Teal, Misha. Okay, so where are you guys from? Tell me where you're coming in from. Because I always, Michael, we got so nice to have guys on. Brendan, in for the boys. Awesome. Thank you so much. So I have a really exciting webinar. Because I got a really good, okay, so I've got so much to tell you. It's so exciting. So this week is my birthday. And I am turning 38. That's really sort of the wrong side of my 30s, but I'm turning 38 this week on Saturday. So I'm going to be celebrating, but I got a really good sort of like birthday surprise I thought I will share with you because I was so excited and I wanted to share it with you guys. So today I was contacted by the UK Virtual Assistant Society. I don't know whether you guys have heard of it, but they're kind of like this sort of, I don't know, it's like a governing body, but it's like a society in the UK where I'm from. So hello to all my fellow Brits out there. And we've got loads of people coming in from Canada, South Africa, Panama. Awesome, Michael, you're in Panama. I'd love to go to Panama. Tallahassee. I don't even know how to say that. Murfreesboro, Leeds. So hi guys, Michigan State College. Oh, thank you so much for the birthday wishes. So there's Society of UK Virtual Assistants. And they're kind of like, just like the society, which kind of like helps virtual assistants get on their way and move forward with their businesses. And I've been featured on their site as an approved trainer and sort of an approved teacher of courses, which is lovely. But even better than that, I had such amazing news. Like I wanted to cry when I read this, because every time they kind of do something, they do a lot of surveys. The UK Virtual Assistant Society, so they surveyed all these members and all these people of their society to find out who the best trainers were. And I just wanted to share this with you because this came up for me, and I was just like, oh, this is amazing. So they said about me, and I'll actually, I'll see if I'll send the link to my moderator, Megan. Megan's in the room, by the way. She's going to be looking like she's under my name, but it's Megan's name. So I'm going to send this link to Megan on WhatsApp so she can share it with you guys. But I was just so excited. So I am going to teach you a class, by the way. I'm just sharing this news because, so I don't have many people to talk to in the day. So I've just sent that link to Megan on WhatsApp. So if you could share that for me. But just briefly to share, because I thought this was really, really awesome. It says, Michelle has been a VA since 2005. True story, and specializes in designing whole business solutions with her patented one sourcing system. She still works as a VA herself, the longest running VA in our list of approved trainers. Longest running is lovely. Hope wasn't the oldest. Maybe that's because I'm coming up 38. And then it said Virtual Miss Friday graduates. So these are the people, and this is an independent survey. I knew nothing about this. Virtual Miss Friday graduates, so all the people in my academy, scored both the highest average turnover of annual income and the highest average number of clients in their businesses. And I was just like, oh my God, that's amazing. And that was in our latest UK VA survey results. So first of all, for anybody taking my training who did fill out that survey, well done you. You are the highest average earners and the highest average number of clients in my programs and courses, because I am the oldest VA in the world. And it basically goes on to say all that. And there was another thing that I thought was amazing that also came through, which was a comment from the lady who actually runs the association. It's Caroline Wiley. So for those of you who don't know, Caroline Wiley says, founder of SVA, so the Society of Virtual Assistants, the longest running VA from our approved VA trainers. Michelle still works directly with clients, and this gives her a real insight into the client mindset. This year, her course graduates also scored the highest average turnovers and the highest number of clients, making this a course which delivers a real return on investment. So if any of you are thinking of investing in helping me teach you how to build your VA business or your online service business, there we go. It's all done on an independent survey, and you guys are all the highest average earners with the most number of clients through taking my courses. So I'm so happy. And all the other trainers on there have had to go through this process as well. So anybody on the UK website is going to be an awesome pick for you if you are looking for some training. But right now you can get some free training, because I'm about to give you some free training. So guys, sit back, relax, get yourself a drink or something. Oh look, my mum's in here. That's my mum's in the chat room. That's wonderful. I'm going to see if I can pull up comments, because when I do my presentation, I don't actually get to see your comments. So I want to see if I can pull up comments so I can still see your comments when I'm presenting. And then we'll be good to go. So I've got an awesome webinar for you today. And it's just, I had to do this. I was so excited about this content. And I put it out there to just my normal mailing list saying, I think I've got something here. Do you want to learn about it? And everyone said yes. So this is why I've put this webinar together. And it's my birthday coming up this week. So I've got lots of little extra surprises in here for you guys, because we never like it to be a dull moment in Virtual Miss Friday. Okay, so yourselves, get a drink, get a pad, get a pen, snuggle under the duvet if you're in the cold. I'm in Egypt, so it's nice and warm out here, and we'll be good to go. Okay, so as always, guys, how this works is I will go off camera, but you'll still be able to see me. I'll be on the screen still somewhere, but you'll be able to see my presentation come up, God willing, and then I will do my presentation and I will teach the content to you guys, and then at the end we'll do Q&A. So if you have any questions, Megan is in the room, she's moderating, so she should be able to help answer those for you, or she will put them in the ask a question thing if you post them in the chat box, or there is an ask a question button somewhere at the bottom of the screen here below, where you'll be able to click on that and click to ask your question as well. So this isn't opening, which is a real shame, but I'm just going to go for it, and I'm going to do this presentation. Okay, so you guys ready? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a 1. Put a 1 in the box if you're ready and you're excited and you're pumped. I saw someone do this on Location Indie, and they like put a 1 in the box, and all these 1s in the box came up. So give me loads of 1s if you're ready. Are you ready? So it doesn't work with me. I don't know. Lauren, she did it. Honestly, it's like all these 1s came up, and I thought, I'll try that. I love you guys. Look at all these 1s. You're awesome. Okay, I'm going to do this, and it's going to be fun. Thank you guys so much. Misha. People call me Misha over here. Okay, guys, we're ready to go. I'm going to go into the screen share mode, and I'm going to share my screen, and hopefully you will still be able to see me on the other side. Okay. So, can you guys see this screen? Can you see my presentation? If you can, give me a yes. Is anyone there? Can you guys see my presentation? Oh, yay. Okay, cool. So I'm going to go straight into this. Cool. Okay, so today you have come here to learn from the oldest VA in the world how to set up a profitable boutique website business quickly, and even if you don't have web development skills. This is one of the most exciting webinars I think I've ever done in terms of my own discoveries and things like that. So today you'll discover how to set up your boutique website business, communicate with your clients, build the sites, and ensure your clients' expectations are consistently exceeded with little to no misunderstandings coming into play. Kristen says sometimes a delay for seeing chats, but I think that's probably just a normal internet connection or something like that. So I'm going to keep moving forward, but if anyone has got any issues, let me know. So for those of you who don't know me or you're new to me, my name is Michelle Dale. And as you can tell, I've had a business since 2005. I've been in the industry since 2005 when I basically booked a one-way ticket out of the UK to kind of go traveling, and I ended up coming out to Egypt. It was a one-way ticket to Egypt. I sold my house. I just completely left everything. I quit my job, and I decided I didn't want to go back to the UK. I didn't want to go back to the 9 to 5. I didn't want to go back to that life, which was quite a struggle for me. So basically I decided that I was going to find something to do online. I was going to work online. I came across virtual assistants, and the rest is history. So I've got my multi-six-figure virtual assistant business, which I created from scratch. And I also now sell products and services both together. So I'm still working with clients. I'm still servicing clients, but I'm also selling training and courses and coaching. I do mentorship and all that good stuff. I've been building this business, living in 7 countries, traveling to a lot more, and I'm a mum of 3 as well. So I know what it's like for you mums out there. And also recently it was Happy Mother's Day in the United States. So for all you mums in the room, Happy Mother's Day for them. Belated. And I'm also the creator of One Sourcing, which is an alternative VA service. And I've hired over the years more than 70 VAs. I kind of lost count now. It's around 70, but it's quite a lot. So what I'm going to do is break this down for you. So you're going to learn how to set up a very profitable boutique website service business really fast on this webinar. You'll discover the key communications involved between yourself and the client from day one to project delivered. And you'll find out how to actually build the boutique websites to an excellent standard every single time. And you'll experience me walking you through everything you'll with defining your boundaries, the specific restrictions you need to put in place, and also the after service care. So basically, I'm going to walk you through 4 really core points. And then there's like a 5th step at the end, which we need to add in order to get this repeat business. And I'll tell you a story about how this came about a little bit later on. But I'll also be offering you a chance to work with me and extend this out a little bit further. So at the end of this training, because it's my birthday, this week, I've put together something really, really special for you. It's something that I will not be offering any other time other than right now on this webinar. So it's very exclusive and very special. So please stick around to hear about that because it's not going to be repeated again. So it's a big opportunity to come work with me. And whether or not you decide to get the offer that I'm presenting to you at the very end, you'll still get a huge amount of value from the core information that I'm going to be sharing. And as always, my webinars are different from most other webinars because I like to give you real practical, tangible things that you can take away and use and implement and guide you through step by step. And even if you have been doing this for a while and you do kind of know about building websites and working with clients and things like that, I hope to give you a few new ideas from this presentation that you can take away and use in your own business as well. Starting up, it's also for people who are moving forward and progressing. So let's first of all talk about the problem, which has this is how this all came about, is this problem. And I want to make sure you're in the right place. So if any of these problems resonate with you, please do leave me a little message in the chat just saying yes, or this one does, or this one does, because I want to know so I can tailor this presentation as I go through. So the first problem is a lot of people feel like they don't have the right skills or the right knowledge for working in their own online service business. And this is what kind of brings people to like that standing start where they're like, I really don't know what to do. I don't know what to offer. And a lot of people start that way, or they don't feel like they're good enough, or they don't feel like they've got the right skills, or they don't feel they have a really, really solid service that they can move forward with because they've got bits and pieces of skills which aren't really quite coming together, and it doesn't really feel cohesive like a whole. You also want to be able to organically grow your business without huge expenses in marketing, advertising, or hard selling. One of the big problems that I know VAs face is like, even if they do know what they're going to offer, they're kind of in that stasis of, well, I haven't got any money to invest in marketing. I don't have any money to invest in building my website. I don't have any money to invest in advertising. I'm not a great seller. So therefore, I'm not going to be able to find clients. It's like that mystery. Now I've got a business. Where do I get these clients from? How am I going to grow this business? So growth is a huge thing that I'm going to be talking to you about in this webinar without all the overheads and the massive expenses and the huge amounts of time and the huge amounts of learning curve. Because like literally this came and whacked me in the face, and I was just like, I've got to share this. And you'd like to expand into web development, but you don't have the skills, or you aren't quite sure how to do that either. So yeah, we're getting some yeses. Yes, yes, yes. Jade, yes. Tammy's yes to all three. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. So you guys are going to get a lot of value today from this. Awesome. Okay, cool. So does this also sound like you? You want to be able to create a decent income without having a huge increase in hours. So this is another pain point that I know a lot of people face, is like, how do I increase my income in my business without just like going crazy and having to work all hours under the sun? And this happens to a lot of VAs because when they're starting out, they lose track of, I don't know what to charge. I don't know how to make this profitable. I don't know how much time this is going to take, and that type of thing. Sorry, Hillary, for the delay in the streaming, my darling. I hope everything's going. You want to feel confident that you can reach your income goals in a healthy and sustainable way. For me, this business was born out of a need to have a certain kind of lifestyle. Like for me, I'm not one of these like real strict kind of like disciplined people. I like to have flexible working hours. I have 3 kids, so I don't want to have to be in a position where I'm like doing stuff around my business. I'd rather be doing stuff around my kids, that type of thing. You know, if I want time off, I want to be able to take time off. And then if I want to work in the middle of the night, I want to work in the middle of the night. I don't want to have that restriction. You also know that it's possible for you to have a successful business because you've seen other people do it. So we all know it's possible, but you feel like there's something stopping you from creating the level of success that you really want to achieve. And I really, really hope that this is going to help resolve this problem for you. Learn says, oh my God, yes, sustainability is so important and I don't want the burnout. Absolutely, I agree. And I've been there, and I've been in that burnout stage, and I've been in that stage where I've been working too many hours and not taking in enough income for the amount of hours that I'm working. And I've tried and tested different things. So I really hope this is going to be a solution for you for that as well. So if you answered yes to any of my questions, and I know some of you did, you are in the right place. And why should you listen to me? This is a really good question. So I went through a period of time this year where I accidentally stumbled across a very strange thing where I just rapidly accelerated growth in a service area which I wasn't even trying to accelerate in. It just came out of nowhere. So I'll tell you the story. I was able to generate like 7 clients in a couple of months without any effort at all, without any marketing, without any advertising. I basically started off, somebody approached me, it was a friend of mine, and they said that they were looking to it was kite surfing instructor, so he's looking to set up a business, and he had another friend, and would I be interested in helping them set this business up? And we were talking, and I was thinking to myself, well, how could I do this like really economically for this particular person? And I decided I was going to start implementing like a kind of like new sort of different service. So I said, okay, well, I can do this for you. So we created this very simple site, and immediately after that site went live, somebody else saw it and they said, oh my God, that is amazing. I need something like that. I want something just like you did for them. And then we kind of recreated that for them. And then somebody else saw their site and came to me and said, who did your site? And then another one came in, and then another one came, until this happened 7 times in the space of weeks, because this service, you're able to actually complete it, if you do it the way I teach it, in hours. Like you can actually complete these things in a matter of hours, not weeks, not months. So this keeps your turnover really, really good. So I was able to generate these 7 clients. There's proposals out right now as well. There's more people coming in. This is just like ones that have actually been, like solidly worked with. And I only started this end of February. So we're in May now, and these 7 clients occurred by the end of April. So it's a couple of months. And I was completely astounded, and I was completely astonished, because I just had no intention of growing the business in that way. And now 2 of these clients are moving on to building more robust websites, bigger websites, and moving on to one sourcing services. I'm integrating customer support in there as well and things like that. So it's all worked out really well for my business. But I saw a pattern emerge with each and every client that came in, and this was so hard to ignore as to why they were choosing my service. And I'm always curious, like, because people come and they say, I want this and I want this, and I'm like, okay, and then I couldn't understand why we were getting so many like referrals coming in. It was really mind-blowing, because for me, I'm a digital girl, so a lot of these clients came offline, and that's another interesting thing. It's like rapid way to grow, because although I have a lot of digital clients, you have to go through that process with the consulting, and you have to go through that process with digital clients where you have to kind of get to know people and set up a meeting and talk on the internet and things like that, whereas the offline business was just kind of like coming in thick and fast, and I couldn't really keep up with it. So I applied the same process to each client that came my way, which just resulted in more clients coming my way without any selling, marketing, or advertising from me. So I really hope that this kind of hits home for you, that like this. And also I want to tell you something else as well, because a lot of people think, oh, you're established, Michelle, people know you, you've got this following and things like that. These people did not know me from Adam, never heard of me, didn't have a clue who I was. A lot of them thought I was just sort of a little one-man band, girl sitting on my laptop in a cafe, like tinkering on the internet. And, it's like nobody knew like the virtual Miss Friday brand. Okay, so I want to reiterate that. Like, I could have literally started my business yesterday, and they would never have known that I've been doing this for as long as I have been. It wasn't me being established. It wasn't my authority. It wasn't anything like that. It was just this process that worked really, really well, which I want. So I made a discovery, and I used this experience to create a solid pattern for every interaction with each client who approached me and still approaches me for this service. I repeated this pattern, and every time it got more efficient to process. So each time I do this pattern, it just gets quicker and quicker, which means the profitability also goes up the more you service people. I carved a niche out specifically for this service and process, which can be offered to any small business owner anywhere in the world. And like I say, this was really effective offline. I mean, totally effective offline, but you can use it online as well. And any small business owner can use this service from you anywhere in the world. So, I mean, there are small business owners everywhere. There's going to be no shortage of clients. And really, they will rave about your incredibly professional, affordable, and high value for money service to all their friends, family, and colleagues, because that's been my experience. And like I say, nobody knew me from Adam. I'm a nobody out here. So this is something to really drive home. It's like literally I could have started my business yesterday. So how this looks. So I literally have a waiting list of people ready to engage this service from me. I designed a structured approach to intaking new clients, which increased my overall income through providing services with more focus on quantity. I created a very efficient way of processing this work to ensure it's not a complicated, all hours under the sun, putting loads of work in for very little return. I did not want that. It's all on your terms. Okay. So the hours that you work, what you do, everything, it's all on your terms. And we got loads of things built into this service as well. So it doesn't get, it doesn't run away with you either. And you can do this from anywhere with any small online or offline business owner, allowing you to cast a very wide net of potential clients organically. And literally all you need is a laptop. So if you've got a laptop and you've got the internet, you can provide this service. So now it's your turn. I'm going to explain to you how this is, because I've just been going on about how awesome it is, but not actually told you how to do it. So I want to show you a 4-part process of how to set up a very profitable boutique website business fast. I call it a boutique website business because basically this is the business of setting up small boutique websites for small business owners. And I'll kind of walk you through and do it. But the first thing that you need is a simple system. And you do not have to be a web developer. You do not even have to have any experience in web development, because if you choose a very simple system, they are so intuitive these days that you can literally pick this up so fast. As long as you kind of like go through the process and maybe build yourself one website or build a website for a friend or build a colleague or something like that, honestly, you will get most of the basics through that one exercise, which may be an investment in the first time of maybe, depending on how skilled you are, maybe 5 hours or 7 hours or 10 hours, but it's not a huge amount of investment in time to be able to master this service. And then you just keep getting better and better. So if you are brand new to it, maybe you want to charge a little bit less for the sites until you kind of like picked it up a little bit. And then you can start charging a little bit more when you get more polished. And I'll show you a couple of example sites as well. So your learning curve will be very, very short when you choose a simple system, and you can master this very quickly. First of all, either building your own site, like I said, but not getting too creative. You have to stick within the parameters of the system. This is really, really important. And this is an important part of how this process works and how it all comes together. So for this, I use a website called carrd.co, which is CARRD.co. So these sites have been built in this system. So the more restrictions the system has, the more profitable the service can be, because those restrictions won't allow you or the client to lose control in the extras. So the reason why this is such a good service and it remains so profitable is because the system does have restrictions, but not restrictions to the point where, it looks terrible or anything like that. No, these sites look really, really cute and really sweet and really, really nice, but they're information only sites. So yeah, you can have a contact form on there, but most of it is information only. You can have gallery and images and things like that. And there's little widgets you can add and play around with. But what we're looking for is information only clients who want small websites, maybe 5 to 7 pages, something like that, with content, with just text. So this is the first thing. So I use Carrd. I would suggest you use the same. You can go out and look for other what you see is what you get kind of visual website editors and things like that. But Carrd, believe me, I think is the simplest and the most intuitive, and you will have the shortest learning curve when you go into that system. So this is the first site that I built. This is like the very beginning of everything. This is a video in the background. So this site is actually kitesurfinginstructors.com. So if you want to go and look at the site at all, it's kitesurfinginstructors.com. And this was the seed of how this kind of all erupted. So it's a nice looking website, but there's nothing like crazy amazing about it. But people really liked this video in the background. This is just a screenshot right now, but there was a video in the background and the kite surfers coming in. And the video thing was another thing that really attracted people, by the way. It was like they'd never seen like the videos in the background and stuff like that. And it's really, really interesting because this guy, so this was the first other client site that I built, so the second site that came from the first one, and the feedback from this guy was, you know, like really phenomenal. He's like, I love what you did, I want something like that, but I need my personality added to it. So what you have to do when you're thinking about using this system is injecting the client's personality into the site. Otherwise, sometimes they can look a little bit similar, a little bit samey. So these are just two examples that I wanted to show you. Very simple, very effective, and literally I was able to complete these sites within a week, and that wasn't working full time. That was just like working part-time hours. Sometimes you can complete one of these sites in 5 hours, sometimes you can do it in 7 hours. So this makes it a really, really profitable service. So that's basically what the sites look like. It's nothing like crazy amazing, no massive bells and whistles and stuff like that, but they're elegant and they're cute and they're sweet. And this one is flyhigh kiteboarding.com. If you want to go and look at that, it's flyhigh-kiteboarding.com. So there's been some others, but I just wanted to show you those two examples. So step 2, hope you're all still with me here. Do leave me a message in the chat to me so I know I'm not disappeared. So step 2, keep it fixed. So this is the second step. So you got your simple system, and the next step is to keep this really fixed. So have 3 simple packages made up of building blocks of the service. So, and these packages should have fixed prices. Thank you, Lauren, sweetheart. So what I want you to do is like set your prices, and don't be afraid to have these fixed prices, because for a lot of people, it's very, very appealing to see this is what I'm going to pay. And then it's very appealing for the VA or the freelancer or the web developer, because you're going to be a web designer after this. So good luck. So it's very good for the web developer to actually also with confidence be able to charge those fixed prices and know that it's going to be profitable service. So what I want you to do as well is say that the fixed packages are non-refundable and they're paid up front. So take the money up front, because what you're going to do is you're not going to charge thousands and thousands of pounds for these sites. You're going to keep them moving forward quickly, and you're going to keep them high profit. So we're going to have to lower the rates a little bit for the sites, not too much. Like, for example, a site that maybe would take, let's say 5, 6 hours, 7 hours, something like that. You might want to charge 350 English pounds for something like that. You can also charge a little bit more. I mean, I wouldn't charge probably less than £500 now for one of these little sites. That's just me. But if you are a backpacker in Thailand, you can probably work about 40 hours a month and bring in a couple of £1,000, which is pretty good. If you're a part-time mum, something like that. So you can play around with the service. And like I say, I'm just plucking figures out here of what I would personally charge for these sites based on the work going into it. But you can charge something else. Some of the sites I've actually charged in excess of £2,000. So again, it's all relative, really. It all depends on the work that you want to put into it and how you want to work with the client. But this service is so efficient and quick to process. Normally, if you do it the way I'm teaching, that refunds won't be feasible, because before you know it, you've already built the site. It's done. And the way I do it, the process that I do it in, is so efficient that there will be no time to have this back and forth, to have this delay process or anything like that. We're talking about spinning these over and flipping these really, really quickly, but making the service really phenomenal. So unless you've done something completely terribly wrong, it should be a really quick to process service. You get paid up front, non-refundable. Churn out these websites as quickly as possible and then move on to the next one. And it's important to note the specifics of what are included in there as well. So the number of sections on the website, the ongoing subscription costs involved with like card, little extras. Like, for example, people loved my video backgrounds on some of the sites, and they were like, I really want the video background. So I always make it clear to people, you either give me a video or I have to purchase a stock video, and that's extra. So you need to know about all the details, all the little extras that you need to include to make sure there's no nasty surprise all for the client. So what I do is I tend to keep it really basic. I offer a non-hosted option, which means they can have their own card console, and I will build it in their own card console, and it's completely separate and away from me. I offer a hosted option, which is a little bit more expensive, but they can have their site with me in my card console, which I've upgraded. And then I also have another one, which is maintenance. So I do that generally either hourly or retainer. For these little boutique sites, generally hourly I think is more appropriate, unless somebody is doing a lot of changes to images or something like that regularly. So maintenance is basically like, if you want changes done to your website, it's this amount on an hourly basis. So if you want new images added, if you want text changed, if you want any of that. And remember, these sites are boutique sites. They're information only sites, so they don't have blogs attached to them and a lot of dynamic content either. So it keeps that out of the loop. It's just a website updates. So hourly tends to be a little bit more feasible on the maintenance package. Then step 3 is the one-step start. And I love this. This is like a revolution to me, because usually I'm working in a lot of complex projects. So the one-step start that I created for this service is not possible in those projects, but the one-step start is possible in this project. So once you've been paid, you will have a solid one-step start email template, which you use for every single client. And that template includes, and this one-step start includes, a really super friendly and confident greeting, which shows you're in control of the relationship and the project. A lot of people may have heard me talk about leaders and learners in my coaching or my training or my programs. And there always has to be a leader in the relationship, the VA relationship or the freelance client relationship, and a learner. Sometimes the inexperienced virtual assistant will take the learner role and the client will take the leader role and basically delegate. But in this situation, you have to take the leader role, and you have to stay in charge and in control of the project at all times, which gives you the authority in the relationship with the clients. But it also keeps it really friendly, and it just keeps everything on track as well. So you'll take that role, and that will be so apparent in that first initial greeting, because you're taking control of this project with this email template. So you do full data collection on the one-step start. You collect everything on this template that you could possibly need from that client in order to complete the project. And you do not start until you have received everything of this, keeping this service profitable. So you gather everything you need from the client. So when they deliver it back, this document with everything in it, you can move forward quickly to completion without any further back and forth. I've tested this 7 times. It works every time. So it really, really is a good way forward. So you have everything on there. It's like the logo, the colors, what we're doing here, the content, this, send me the image. Like, you just load everything onto this template. You send it off to the client, and then you basically sit back and wait and say, we'll continue as soon as you sent me everything. The client's already paid. They'll want to move forward really fast. So they will get that content back to you as quickly as possible. And you can send them a nudge and say, look, I'm ready to start here. I need to move forward. So the one-step start is a really, really vital, important part. You've got to get this right. This is the biggest component here. So then step 4 is the closing. So once you've basically done the one-step start, send the document off, I'm in control of this project, this is what you need to give me, everything, get it back, go through the inventory, make sure you've got everything. Now I'm going to start. You go through the process, and like I say again, if you follow this method, you should really be able to get these sites done within a week, 10 days max. You deliver it back to the client once you've put it all together and it's all ready. So what I do is I build on a test domain in Card. You'll get a test domain immediately when you set the website up. And then you get approval from the client before taking it live. So this bit doesn't always go completely smoothly. Like, you don't get your one-step start, you build a site, and then it goes back, and then the client says, yeah, it's great, and then everything's finished. No, we need like a kind of closing boundaries process here. So don't restrict. So if the client wants changes, don't restrict the number of changes, but instead restrict the volume of the sets of changes. So what do I mean by this? So never say to the client, oh, I'm not going to make any more changes for you. No, we don't want to do that because it makes them antsy. It puts them in a kind of like anxious mood, like, oh, what if I don't like it? So what we want to do is we want to restrict the number of changes. So you go back to the client, you do it all, you're happy with this, you send it back, and then you say, okay, if you want any changes, list out every single change that you want, literally everything, on one document. You send it back to me, I'll make those changes. So that's how it goes. You do those changes, you send it back. You do that for an absolute maximum of 3 times. And we communicate this up front already, that there are 3 sets of changes in total. So you never go beyond that. So we say to the client, be responsible with your sets of changes. Go through this site thoroughly, because after the 3rd set of changes, we're done. It's done. Unless you have made a technical error yourself within these sets of changes, then it should not be like, oh, but can we just switch this color? Oh, but can we just do that? No, like be strict here. 3 sets of changes, make as many changes as you like. Go crazy. Fill that document with as many changes as you like. But we only have a maximum of 3 sets of changes. Again, it keeps it profitable. Because when you're doing bits and pieces and back and forth, and the client there and the client's here and they're back and forth and another email, and honestly, that eats into the profit, eats into the time. So you don't want to do that. You want to keep it clear. It doesn't matter. It's not the volume of changes that makes the profitable the profit of the service go down. It's the interaction of communicating those changes and everything else. So this is why we want to do it this way. You get fun. The last set of changes. Sometimes you might only do 1 set of changes. Sometimes it might be 2, but it's never more than 3. So that closes the service off. And then step 5, it's kind of like the end of the process. You've done everything now. The client's super happy. They've got their site. It's been quick. It's been efficient. You've dealt with it really, really well. It's so professional. You're so awesome. And they're like, yay, oh my God, Lauren, Petra, you're amazing. And then you say, okay, thank you so much. I'm really glad that you're happy with the service. You take the site live, and then you give the client your business card or several business cards. And then you say, hey, if you know of anybody who wants a website, or you know anybody who wants these, or you know any small business owners that I can reach out to, just hit me up on WhatsApp, give them my card, whatever you can think of to do it. So I have a few ways that I communicate this depending on the individual. But I would say the most basic one, or the most simple one, is to give them a card and to give them your WhatsApp number and say, look, if you know of anyone, just get them to send me a message on WhatsApp, something like that. So this is a fast-paced service. It's quick to produce. It's quick to turn over. It's very, very profitable if you keep within these boundaries. And it can literally, like, these clients can just roll in one after the other if you do a really, really good job. And if you get all those templates, the templates are really, really important, because you're going to use these over and over again. And it's like a copy and paste with every client. This is my welcome email. This is my 1-step start. This is how we communicate. These are my boundaries. Now we're going to do this. This is the back and forth process. Now we're done. Let's move forward, and send me some referrals, please. So that is basically the service. That's how it came together for me. That's how I was able to process it. So I want to just recap on everything that we've just gone through. So you choose a simple, uncomplicated system for this type of service to keep the business moving and the profits high. You keep your packages simple and fixed price, and charge a non-refundable fee up front. You create a 1-step start process so the client knows you're leading the project, and there is no room for dragging this out or doing any kind of complicated back and forth. You set and keep to your closing boundaries, which are communicated at the very beginning to the client, so no nasty surprises at the end. And you implement an effective word of mouth email and a business card if they're local. So you can either send them an email asking for a testimonial, asking for a referral. That's a nice little close off to that. But if you're in person, you're with them, you can also give them a business card as well. And that worked for me. Oh, and by the way, I've added in the business card thing because I think I gave out one business card to the second guy, but then basically what happened is another guy that referred, like, he asked him about his site, set up a meeting with me, and he brought someone else to the meeting saying, oh, this guy wants a website as well. So that kind of killed two birds with one stone. And then they did theirs, and then another friend of theirs said, so it was just like this ripple effect. But really the interactions with the client is what really made this service go so smoothly. It was the interactions, it was the customer service, it was the customer support, it was the emails, it was the templates, it was the efficiency of the whole process. Nobody had ever seen this, and also a lot of people had already had websites as well before. And I was contacted by one of the guys, web developers, who he abandoned to come over to my service, and this guy asked me if he could meet me, so I went and met him. And he basically said to me, I've got to pick your brains. This guy was so blown away by what you were doing and everything about it. He's like, I want to know what you did. I want to know how you did this. How did you take my client from me? And I didn't even, this other developer that was working for him, he just like said, sorry, I found someone else. She's amazing. I want to work with her. This was before I'd even built his site. This was like before I'd even built the site. So it was just amazing. So this guy, actually, I met with him and I explained to him about the service and what I was doing and things. And he was also blown away. So that was a developer, which I thought was interesting. So you have a choice now. You've got two choices. Choice one is to take everything I've helped you learn today, or I've shared with you today, and you can go and try and implement this service on your own using Carrd or using another system. But this is what you need to be doing. This is what you need to be implementing. Or choice number two, which some might say is the smart choice, is to let me help you create a thriving business using my templated method for this exact service. So of course I had to create myself the process for this service, the templates for this service, how I'm going to rotate the customers, how I'm going to build these sites and things like that. And because it's all templated, I've actually gone through the entire service and I've made it generic. So I can actually hand this over in a box to somebody else. So this is an out-of-the-box service that I've basically put together based off these 7 clients that occurred in a couple of months. And I want to share that with you. I want to share all my emails, all my templates, all the had the client and all these types of things, and also the other sites that we built and stuff. So this is a boutique website service workshop, and this is what it's going to do for you. It will help you to achieve an immediate, ready-to-go, out-of-the-box online service business, or an add-on service if you already have an established business. Because I already have an established business, and this was not a service that I was doing. This is a service that accidentally came about while I was doing my other business. So you can use it as an add-on service, or you can use it as a bridge service as well. So this is what I would also recommend, or I also think it would be good. If you are in the process right now of developing an online service business, no matter what it is you're offering, it might be admin, it might be marketing, it might be social media, but you're in the process of like, it's taking too long to develop that, you can bring this service in as an add-on service to start generating a little bit of income as a bridge to the other service that you're working on, or you're building in the background, or the empire that you're building in the background. So you're in this workshop, which is live. It's 5 parts. You'll be guided step by step in setting up the business, and you'll be fully supported by me throughout. So there's even an option for us to help build your website if you want to. So we're using Carrd. Obviously, I've been there as well. So we're going to help you to actually get this business set up really, really quick. And like I said, it can be very fast and very, very efficient to do this. So what this means is you'll be up and ready to go with everything that you need to copy and paste literally how I do it in my own business in the fastest time frame possible. And here's how it works. Over the course of 5 weeks, you're going to be 100% ready to move forward with starting a new boutique website service business, or expanding into an add-on service for your existing business. And because results can be so fast with this, from my experience, this can also be used as a bridge service. So like I was saying, you can bridge the gap between the service that you're offering now, or getting something started, or getting some kind of income coming in a little bit quicker than it would normally take to kind of go through the whole marketing process and things like that. So this is the workshop. Week 1 starts next week, by the way. Week 1, we'll be deep diving into the system, which is Carrd. If you don't already have the online presence website, we'll also be building one in Carrd. So you've got your website in the first week. And what this means, you'll have the confidence to know what your capabilities are and the capacity and the boundaries that you'll need to put in place. And I'll also be able to look at your sites as well, and perhaps price points, changes, that type of thing. So we can basically go into these sites and say, and I can look and say, I would do that differently, I would do this instead of this, that type of thing. But the one-step start is a really good way to kind of hand some of the reign over to the client, because you can get them to choose a template, or you can just work with one template yourself if you're going to feel more comfortable that way to get started. So there's various degrees that we can go into of how to get this off to a really good start. So we'll be looking at several websites we've created in Virtual Miss Friday, discussing possibilities of who these websites came about from. We've got a website for a yacht, we've got a couple of kite surfing websites, we've got a CV kind of website as well. So we'll be looking at all those. And this also solves the problem of feeling that lack of confidence, not knowing what you're doing, not knowing how to confidently be able to communicate with the client effectively about what you're able to provide, because we'll be able to pin all that down in the first week. So by the end of the week, you'll have a website and a system that you can confidently work in. And then the second week is all about keeping it fixed. So we'll be guiding you through the packages and the price points and discussing how best to position yourself for sales and profitability for this new service. So we'll discuss timing, liability limitations up front, communicating your new packages to the client, which is really, really important, because we want to be able to just deliver this and have them not feel like there is anything missing or they have any questions outside. Because really, if you communicate it well up front, they'll know exactly what they're getting, exactly what they're paying for, and exactly how it's going to work. So I'll provide you with my template from my service, which I've adapted so you can use and fill in the blanks. And this solves the problem of trying to figure out your pricing and making sure you've included all those specifics which are necessary for making this business work. So by the end of this week, you'll have your packages and pricing for your boutique website service clearly outlined. The third week is the one-step start week, and this is my favorite week. So this is where the real wow factor for the service kicks in, and I'll share with you everything I do so your client will have an awesome first impression. So this is like out of the gate, like before you've even built your website, they're going to be so happy with you. This is when the one-step start is the point where this other guy just completely said, I want nothing to do with this other developer, because he started working with me. I did this one-step start with him, and he was just like, I've never had anything like that before. I've never seen anything like this before. I'm on board. Like I'm totally with you. So this is why I like this so much. How amazing you are before you've even started the website. So I'll provide you with a template with your one-step start, my template, which I've adapted so you can again fill in the blanks for your own service. And I'll also talk about other customizations you can do for that as well. So this solves the problem of knowing what you need to get up front from the client so you can quickly proceed on to finishing the site and moving to the next client. Remember, we want to keep the turnover high. So by the end of this week, you'll have your one-step start ready to go. Then week 4 is the closing boundaries week. So this week we're going to be ensuring that you're able to close the service efficiently and effectively so you can stay on schedule, so you can start scheduling in advance all those new clients coming in, and the details of closing off the website won't run away with you, which tends to happen at the end of website projects. And any web developers in this room will know that things like that tend to run away with you, but it's not possible with this service, trust me. So I'll provide you with a strategy for keeping things profitable and clear communication emails so you can politely keep everything on track in a way your clients will feel cared for and attentively supported. So although a lot of the boundaries are for us, we make the client believe that they're in their best interest as well. So it's really important that everyone is happy. So this solves the problem of losing and therefore profitability. And it will also ensure you can schedule new clients in advance, so you don't have to worry about where the next client's coming from after this project, because we know exactly when it's starting, exactly when it's ending, and we can start saying, okay, well, I'll do you next week or the week after or something like that. So without you any pressure of feeling overcommitted or feeling like you're going to be overrun and starting multiple projects at one time, which you don't want to do. So by the end of this week, you'll have your project close ready to use. And then one final week just to close everything off, which is the effective word of mouth week. So the final week, we're going to discuss the steps to take to get those next clients rolling in and how you can boost your word of mouth referrals. We'll also deep dive into other ways you can expand and increase your income in this boutique website service business beyond what we've talked about already with other endeavors. So I'll provide you with steps to ensure you don't leave any potential clients behind. And this solves the problem of having to invest a lot of time and money into marketing and advertising, so you can invest more time into servicing clients and invoicing those clients as well. So by the end of this week, you'll have your entire boutique website business ready to rock and roll. That's what I'm offering. And this really is unique. It's completely live, fully templated and supported 5-part workshop to help you fast track your service business setup so you can start bridging that gap to more immediate income. And this is the first and only intend to teach this workshop. The only time this is like coming up to my 38th birthday, the only time I'm going to be offering this. I do not intend to teach this workshop at any other time. It's just one of those things where I feel compelled to do it right now. I want to offer this out right now. I want to be able to help you guys and teach it while it's still all fresh in my mind, while I'm still going through the process of doing this and building these sites. So it's a one-time only opportunity, one time only that I'm teaching this. And it's a completely done for you, out of the box service, workshop, all the materials. So if you don't take this opportunity now, it will be gone forever. I do have to drive that home. Sorry to sound so final, but it's £497, one-time fee, workshop, all the materials, everything included. But I actually want to show you how to get this for free. So you can buy it for $497, and Megan will put the link now underneath this video. So if you want to basically go and buy that workshop and start working with me next week to start building your own boutique website business, you can do that. The cost of the workshop is $497, but I want to show you how to get this free because it is my birthday and I do want to like surprise you, because surprises are nice. So if you want to simply purchase $497, you can. If you want to know how to get it for free, I'll tell you now. So I have a business coaching program called 0 to 6 Figure Business Coaching. And right now we're well into this coaching program. People are also, you can go and check out the sales page. People are also well on their way to earning 6 figures as well. Somebody already actually has started earning 6 figures. So because it's my birthday week, all of my 0 to 6 figure business coaching members will get this workshop complimentary. I'm giving it to you guys because you're already in my 0 to 6 coaching program. So anybody in this room, if you're on 0 to 6, this workshop is provided for you free of charge. But I also want to give you the opportunity to join 0 to 6, and you can also get this workshop free of charge. So if you would like to join my 0 to 6 figure business coaching program, which is a 12-part program, which you can take at your own pace. I say it's 12 months because I think 12 months is a good pace to be on your way to earning 6 figures, but you can take it at your own pace. So if you want to do it quicker, if you want to do it slower, that's fine. It's fully supported. You get calls every month, ongoing. I never abandon anybody. No man gets left behind. And you can join this 0 to 6 coach out on the link, and you will be able to join that program and get the workshop, a space on the workshop, which starts next week, included free of charge. And the 0 to 6 figure program is currently 50% off right now as well. So you can get it for half price. You can get the workshop, which is £497, included free in that as well, if you want to join me on the coaching program. If you don't, and you just want to take the $497 workshop, you can do that too. And I will love you all anyway. Okay, so your value today is the out-of-the-box boutique website service workshop and all the materials and all the templates and emails included in that, and the live sessions, 1 per week for the next 5 weeks, which is $497. There'll also be replays available if you can't make the sessions. The value of the DIY programs is $9997. So all of the Academy programs, if you were to buy them individually, is $9997. You'll have instant access also to my private Facebook group and my one sourcing coaching calls and my 12-step action plan for creating 6 figures in your business. So you'll get basically everything I have to offer, apart from mentorship. Mentorship's separate, but most of all, everything I have to offer, which is like a value of 11 grand. So I'm offering everything to you right now. If you want to fix for $3,997. So it's such a bargain. Honestly, it's just because I want to say thank you, and it's my birthday. It's my birthday. So I wanted to give this away for you as best I could. I wanted to give you the best possible price I could. So I slashed it in half, $3,997 plus the workshop. And don't forget what I told you at the beginning of this webinar. According to the UK Society of Virtual Assistants, my training gets more income and more clients than any other VA trainer out there. So just keep that in mind. It is a really good, sound investment. And if you are an existing member of my academy, you will be able to get a further discount if you've already got any programs existing as well. So get registered now. We're going to go into Q&A, by the way, shortly, but you can get registered now. If you want to join 0 to 6, you can go virtualmissfriday.com/0 to 6. And Megan's also put that in the chat room as well. Or you can simply hit the green button on the bottom of your screen right now, and you can go and buy the 497 workshop. Once you buy the 497 workshop, you will be sent to a page where you can register your name and email, and that will be taught in Zoom. So you'll get the Zoom registration page where you can join, and each week I will be giving you everything you need, be teaching the class, and then and it's Zoom, so you'll be able to interact with me and talk to me, and we'll be able to go through this together. So you'll get the materials each week. But if you join the 0 to 6, you'll also get instant access to all of the training in my academy, everything inside my academy, all my digital training at the lowest price that you'll ever get. So just to briefly tap into the results that I have been able to achieve for my VAs. And like I say, we're the highest earners in the academy, and we have the most clients in the academy on average in the UK. But I've helped people quit their jobs and buy homes and become stay-at-home mums and double, triple, and quadruple their income, grow their businesses to 6 figures, travel the world, emigrate, and become location independent. This is what I stand for. This is why I went into training. This is why I went into teaching and coaching, is to help you guys get these kind of results. And for my clients as well, I've also helped them stop working all hours of the day. I also like to help VAs do that as well, because nobody likes to just be stuck behind their computer all day. Grow into $1 million businesses, have boundless time with their kids and to themselves, create thousands of dollars in monthly recurring income. And also, if you get the 0 to 6 program, you'll also have access to my new business program, which is how to create digital products as well. When I talk about 0 to 6, I talk about 0 to 6 and then generate sales online where they previously had no luck. So it's Q&A time. I'm so excited about this. So as we're going to go into Q&A, I really hope you're excited about enrolling into this workshop, because I'm excited about it. It's the first time I'm ever taught this. It's the first time that I'm ever going to do it. It's the last time I'm ever going to do it. But we are going to have so much fun inside this workshop over the next 5 weeks. So you can really go into summer feeling confident that you've got something that you can offer to people, even if it's just an add-on service, even if you just sign up to take the templates away and use those. I don't care. Just use it to the best of your ability and take what you can out of it and really, really, really make it work. So guys, it's Q&A time. Any members that are a member of one of Michelle's independent trainings would not have it included? Yes, so you ought to be in the 0 to 6 figure program to have it included free of charge, just to make that super clear. So if you have any questions about this, let me know. I just wanted to go up because I saw some comments up here. Somebody made a comment. Oh yeah, it's Megan. It's so eye-opening to see how this simple service can be. I think that's been a huge roadblock for me in thinking I have to offer these crazy complex packages to get people to buy. But sometimes it's just about ways to get back their time. Yeah, absolutely. And believe me, this service is so appreciated as well, on so many levels for so many reasons. You know, you can make it affordable, you can make it fast. You know, like I've worked with so many people who have said, oh, my developer is dragging out the project and it's taken 6 months and things like that. When I was able to deliver these websites back to these people in a week, and they were able to get their businesses up and running like in such a quick amount of time, you know, it was like they were so happy and so delighted. They were like, oh my God, it's like, I wish I'd found you before and I've got to tell everybody about you now. And, you know, it was just like that. It was so lovely to stumble upon this, because this isn't something that I was offering, you know, this is just as an accident, but it was a good accident, really good accident. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed that presentation. If you did, please let me know in the chat. Jay says, sounds great, can't afford it right now, have a great birthday. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry, and I'm so sorry I won't be offering this again either. So if you can somehow manage to scrape it together, please do, because it won't be coming around again, as Carly Simon would say, coming around again. Okay, so let's go to Q&A. Why would someone want to pay more for a hosted site if they can host the site on their own card account? What is the benefit? So I don't charge people a monthly subscription or an annual subscription, whereas Card will charge them an annual subscription if it's on their own card site. So that's basically it. So I give them the option. You can have your own card console and you can pay an annual subscription, or you can have it with me in my console and I will not charge you an annual subscription. But what that does is that encourages repeat business, because they will be coming back to you because they can't actually access their own site themselves. So it's basically a hosted solution and a non-hosted solution. The hosted solution, they pay a little bit more extra, but they don't have to pay the annual fee, and then they have to come to me for maintenance. Whereas if it's on their own site, they're on their own completely. So I hope that answers that. What do you charge for sites? I have charged various amounts for sites, from £350 for a site that's taken a matter of hours, through to more than £2,000. So it really depends. It depends how you set things up, depends how your packages are, that type of thing. And that's all like variables that I can talk to you about inside the workshop, because we're going to really deep dive into each of the 5 points that I've just talked about in the class, in the workshop, from the templates and how the packages come together and the extras and what's included. Because like, for example, with the way the packages work with Card and things like that, it's like you need a certain subscription level in order to be able to add a contact form, and then they have simple contact forms or simple forms, they have advanced forms. So again, we need to talk about all these little variables and how we're going to factor this in to still make it profitable for you. But basically you can charge anything. I mean, I would say a few £100 is good for a site that's going to take you a couple of hours or something like that. You can charge in excess of that, £500, £750, something like that. And really it still works out to be a great deal for the client and a really profitable business for you as well. So are you purchasing a domain for them too? No, they purchase their own domain, but we will obviously put the site on their domain. It's easy to do in Card. It takes like a matter of seconds. So again, that's factored into the one-step start. So we have that, like, give us the domain registration information in the one-step start already. So that's all done and catered for at the beginning. And if you want to purchase the domain on their behalf, you can, but I tend to let them do it, or I would say, you know, like, we can do it for you, but I give them their own account. I don't get involved in being intermediary on the domains, really, but you can purchase it for them. I've done it for one of the clients that I serviced. I just created a GoDaddy account for him. I went in, I used his card, I purchased it on his card, and then I put it in his credit card, and I put it in his card site, which took no time at all. How much non-refundable percentage do you usually ask up front? Full, 100% upfront. from all seven, and all seven paid 100% upfront. Nobody was quibbling over it. And also, don't forget, I'm also in a third world country, by the way. It's like I'm charging these prices in a third world country. I'm in Egypt. And I would say one of them has been English. The rest have all been Egyptian. So for me, that was also a big eye opener as well, because I never thought that they would want to, like work with a foreigner and pay foreigner prices. But this service, it makes it really achievable for them to be able to do that. So I take 100% upfront. Are there any other platforms other than Card that offer these beautiful one-page websites? There are, but after doing a lot, there was one ages ago which closed down, called Flavors, which I was. But you can, there's Strikingly, which is generally a fairly okay one. But the problem with Strikingly is it's too complex, in my opinion, because they have a blog feature in Strikingly as well. So then the client, this service, the nice thing about this service is that there are so many restrictions to the system, which keeps the service really profitable. And much easier to communicate to the client, so you don't look like you're being an ass by saying, oh, I'm not doing your blog for you, even though the blog function's there. It's like there's no blog function in Card. So I love the simplicity of it. There's another one called About.me, which does pretty good. It's very similar things, but I still prefer Card over About.me. But you can Google alternatives to Card.co and see what comes up. You might be able to find a few that way. Blah, 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 blah. What restrictions are there with Card? What type of client wouldn't be a fit for Card? I would assume any client that has a members area. For sure, it is only for clients with small businesses where they have an information only website. So for not even a blog, like we don't even go into. It's basically information only, pages, galleries, forms, social media, all that kind of stuff that doesn't require any dynamics to it, like no members areas, no e-commerce, none of that stuff that's going to overcomplicate the service and cause a problem. You're not catering to those people. It's very easy to get bogged down in, oh, well, I won't be able to do this for the client, and I won't be able to do this for the client. Good. That's what we want. We want you to not be able to do things with the client. And again, this is crazy because I was all about offering as much as I can and doing as much as possible. And, but with this particular service, if we're going to do it right, we want to restrict ourselves. And we don't want to be able to offer things to the client, too many things. That's how it works so well. That's the sheer beauty of it. And I will also be able to help you in week 2 to really be able to communicate that well about the restrictions and what you can do, what you can't do, and who this is best suited for. Because don't get too bogged down and I want to serve everyone. You want to serve the people who really need this service, and there are a lot of service. Even the developer that I met with when I was on this call, when he called me and I went and had a meeting with him, he was just like, how do you keep this profitable? How do you not get this and that? And I'm like, I knew everything. I'm like, okay, well, this is running away with you and you're doing this right. And he's like, yeah, I'm doing that. And I'm like well, no, you got to stop all that. In order for it to be a good service. But it's an independent, unique service on its own for a very special client, but a very, very vast audience of this type of client. What's the difference between Card and WordPress? So many differences between Card and WordPress. WordPress is like a minefield. It's like, honestly, it's like, if you think of it in this way, Card is a goldfish bowl with a goldfish in it, and WordPress is the ocean with sharks and stingrays and other things. So basically, one is extremely simple, hosted as well, so you don't need any separate hosting. Like with WordPress, you have to host it. Not with WordPress.com, but with the WordPress.org, you have to host it, and then you have to think about plugins, and then you have problems, and that's when you lose your profits. if you're not really familiar with doing WordPress sites, and you're not really familiar with controlling budgets and dealing with all the technical problems and issues and things like that, can really like you can get totally lost in it. But obviously it has more bells and whistles. With Carrd, it's just simple, it's elegant, it's basic, but we want it that way. Yeah, so that's the difference. How would you get a client online without a track record of building websites? How would you get a client online without a track record of building a website? So you'd probably take the method that I use in the 0 to 6 figure business coaching program, which is a method where we basically work with a beta client first, and then we take applications for the beta testing, and then we try and pitch an upsell to the people that we didn't beta test or didn't get the beta options. So how would you get a client online without a track record of building websites? I would say you would build a couple of these websites because they're so fast to put together. They look really great. I would say just build a couple for somebody, get a couple of testimonials, and then your problem is solved. And you could do that within a couple of weeks. So it's not like a huge investment. Like, you don't have to be doing this for years and years. You just need a couple of example websites or demo websites. You could even do those wanted to, but I mean, I would just offer it out on beta, so, and then you can start getting traction and publicizing your service. So for anybody who knows, about the 0 to 6 program, is on the 0 to 6 program, you'll know we have this beta process that we go through where we kind of put out in social media, we say that we're beta testing a new service, is anybody interested? We get applications coming in, we pick who we want to work with on the beta, we do the site for them or we do the service for them, and then basically we get the testimonial, the feedback, and then boom, Bob's your uncle. And with this type of service, it's so fast to be able to do that. So for anybody on 0 to 6, if you want to add this in, then it's a really good service to kind of add in if you wanted to use it as a bridge. But I hope that helps, Brendan. But if you've got any other questions, let me know. You don't particularly need a huge track record. Nobody does, really. Michelle, will this also work for e-commerce? Not in Carrd. And in all honesty, the process that I go through, you can adapt it to work in e-commerce, but the whole point of this process is that we can do really fast turnaround, and e-commerce is not simple, it's not so fast, and you can't set as many boundaries in e-commerce as you can with these information only boutique websites. So yes, it could be adapted. I could certainly discuss that with you during the workshop about how it could be adapted to e-commerce, but we would have to really move the goalposts on this to make it work. So I hope that helps, Julie. Thank you so much for this information. I'm an existing 0 to 6 member. Should I email support@verticalmarketing.com to register for the boutique website service program? Sarah, what I'll be doing probably tomorrow is putting a link in the 0 to 6 in the menu, so you guys can go and register for the workshop there. But yes, if you want to, you can email support and we can send you the registration link out as well. But tomorrow I should be able to get that set up inside the 0 to 6 members area, so you can go and register for the workshop in there. Jen said live chat went away, refreshing, isn't playing nice. For 0 to 6 members, will this be in the portal or do I request via email? It will be in the menu. So as I say, if you go into 0 to 6 at some point tomorrow, so you can check the day after tomorrow if you want, but at some point tomorrow, probably early my time, I'll be putting a link to register for the workshop in 0 to 6 program. Isn't the live for people? No. Not for anybody that I've been working with who doesn't want to blog. So there's a lot of people out there who don't have time for blogging. And also, this is another actual selling point, because a lot of people say, oh, that I've been told I've got to blog and I've been told I've got to do this. And if you don't have the blog option, you can say, well, no, you don't have to blog. It's like, if you want to blog, blog. But what tends to happen with a lot of clients is you set the blog up and then it just sits there empty. And to me, that's worse, having a blog that's sitting there empty, than having no blog at all. And that's what I tend to communicate to people. And I'm like, if you're a hardcore, you're going to be blogging all the time, choose another system, or choose a separate system where we can like link a blog into the menu or something. So blog on Tumblr will link that into the menu. So that's one option for these people. But literally, I say to people, unless you're going to really keep up to date with your blog, and that blog is going to be the hub of your website, you might as well just not have it on there. Move up to upgrade to that later. And then because the sites are so reasonable and they're done so quickly, that the idea of upgrading and moving into another system later down the line doesn't really faze people at all. And some people never even bother to do it. So when will this offer end? I'm closing it on Friday night, when my 37th year ends. So it's my birthday on Saturday, and I'm closing this offer on Friday night. So you have until Friday midnight UK time to jump on this. So do take the link away with you if you want to do that, but it will also be on the replay as well. So hope you can join, Brendan. Will you give us tips on how to actually approach and find clients? Yeah, sure, absolutely. I will give you kind of like a mini version of a sort of formula that we use, which is in the freelance program. So we'll talk about that as well, but we'll go into that on the word of mouth bit on week 5, because that's when we'll talk about generating clients and moving forward and things like that. Yeah, for sure, I'll give you tips on getting clients. And also we'll have email templates as well, which will help you secure clients, because I've always found it really quite easy to secure clients, usually through the way I communicate. So I'll be giving you templates for communication as well. If they have an existing website but want help with a landing page for a course or event or something, how do you build that and then transfer it to their existing URL? So if you want to build a landing page in Carrd, you can't have multiple, this is from my experience anyway, I haven't actually done this myself, but you can't have multiple Carrd websites on the same URL. You can only have one URL associated with one Carrd website. So they would have to have different domains or different domains that you build independent Carrd sites on. And then what you can do is you can set them up with their own console. So they would have their own Carrd console, which they would pay for, and they would only pay one fee. And there is an option to have unlimited sites in there for this one-time fee. So every year, it's an annual fee. So what you could do is set them up with their own Carrd console. You can set up the individual pages as individual Carrd sites, like, for example, a landing page or something like that as an individual Carrd site. Then you can have a custom domain attached to that. So if they don't want to use the Carrd URL for the landing page, you can set up, like you can register another domain for the product or the webinar or something like that, and you can do it that way. Hope that made sense. But basically, yeah, they can have multiple different sites, Carrd sites, in their one console. Put them all on one domain. You have to have separate domains for them. Megan says that makes sense. Cool. If we have any additional questions before end of Friday, can we contact you? Of course, Brendan, my door is always open. My customer support portal is always open. So you can email support@virtualmissfriday.com, and you will be able to ask any questions in there, and we will get back to you very, very promptly. And I think that's all my questions. Oh, yes, we did it. And we're a little bit over the hour, but still I'm excited. So I would love to have you on board with me. Like I say, I'm really excited about this. I've got a lot of energy surrounding this service because, like for me, it was just like I'm a strong believer in sometimes things are delivered to you for a reason. You've got to pass them on, and this is just something that it was just so astounding for me that I was able to literally just fall into this service and fall into the next client and the next client, and I did nothing to actively try and get new clients for this service. It was just like it was strange, but like the way you communicate, the steps that you take, the process that you take, the one-step start, of that thing, which was just, this is all coming together so beautifully, and it works so well that you could literally make an out-of-the-box service with this to just work beautifully. So I'm excited about it, and I really, 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 really hope you join me on this. Lauren says, don't fret too much. 38 has been a great year for me. I'm sure it will be for you too. Thank you so much for this webinar. You're welcome. Thank you so much, Lauren. Yeah, and I'm not fretting too much. I think I was more upset when I turned 30 than turning 38. I think that was a big milestone for me. But yeah, no, I'm doing okay. I'm hanging in there. Megan says, what was the kiteboarding site you set up? I would love to check it out. So it was kiteboarding instructors. Kite surfing instructors. Kitesurfinginstructors.com. So that's in the chat. And immediately after that, there was another one, Fly High Kiteboarding. And don't worry too much about these sites looking similar. A lot of people say, well, if you build in the same system, there are all these boutique websites. You tailor them all to the individual. So it's going to be unique. They're always going to be cute. It's like having a line or a fashion line of clothes, like it's from the same designer, and like they use similar materials and similar styles and things, but they're all different. So it's just finding your own unique sort of take on how you're going to build these sites, using and switch them up using color and videos in the background and images, and how you present the menus. Is it at the top? Is it at the bottom? A lot of this stuff is templated, so it's no problem. Megan says, thank you, looks awesome. So true, the video is such a great touch. Yeah. So a lot of the time people were like, oh, I love this video, I want you to do one for me. So yeah, guys, this is the end. We're at the end of the line, and I'm so happy that you were able to join me, and I'm so happy that you are here, and I get to experience this birthday webinar with you, because it only happens once a year. And if you do want to join on the 497 offer for the workshop and all the materials, please do, because this is the only time I am offering it, and really it's an out-of-the-box service that you could literally go and take away and start using straight away. And I'm really, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm a little bit excited about this. And also UK Society of Virtual Assistants, you could be the highest volume of clients and the highest earners on the internet in the VA world. So thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you on the workshop, especially in my 0 to 6ers. That's a nice surprise for you. So I hope you enjoy it, and I look forward to seeing you there as well. All new faces, and getting to know all you new people. And as always, if you need anything, contact us on support@virtualmissfriday.com. because we've got your back over there. Support is the backbone of our business, and looking forward to working with you. Thank you so much, guys. Remember, you have until Friday, maximum Friday at midnight UK time, to join on this very special offer. And I will see you again probably next month for my next webinar, because I like doing these classes. Lauren's going to definitely get this to do an add-on service. That's awesome. Awesome way to expand your business, Lauren, and I'm super excited to be helping you that. So cool. Yay. See you soon. Bye, everyone. Have a good week ahead. Have a good weekend as well. And I will certainly have a drink for you on my birthday on Saturday. So take care, guys, and I'll see you again soon.